Green Bay leaders backing a big redesign of Badger Park on the city's west side. The Parks Committee on Wednesday unanimously approved a new master plan. It would invest at least $1.65 million, adding a new playground, bike skills course, a soccer field, shelter, bathroom, stormwater features that will double as a pollinator habitat. City staff says the goal is a safer, more accessible, neighborhood-focused park with better sight lines and lighting to help ongoing safety concerns. There's currently no money to build the project, though, but with a master plan approved, the city can now start chasing some grants and other funding to move it forward.